dude, I'm flexing hard. I'm not much of a descender. I don't take risks on descents. But in this scenario, I was just like, putting my family and my obligations and responsibilities just over here. Let's go. All right, so this is the story on how I jumped into the back of a moving truck, which is crazy. And these guys, these YouTubers from the UK, Francis Cade and Lawrence Carpenter, they were going from LA to Washington. They were riding their bikes. They went up to Nevada. It was an insane trip for them. They were coming through Yosemite, and so then I was gonna host them, and they stayed with me, and I took them up to Yosemite. It was awesome. Lawrence Carpenter is a very good rider, and so I was kind of trying to flex. And they're YouTubers, so I'm just trying to like be cool. And so after the ride's done, I had just got a bike fit from the other guy that they brought, who is like one of the world's best bike fitters. Okay, so I was like feeling good, and we're done with the ride. We're doing the last descent out of Yosemite. It's about a 25-minute descent, a no brakes descent. I mean, you can go top tube tucked. There's some turns, but nothing crazy. It's very safe, but it's a freeway. The top speed limit's like 65. It's end of day. No one's driving. Like, we're the only ones really on the road. And Lawrence and I are smashing. We're like, dude, let's maybe get the KOM on this thing. And so then we're flying down. We're having a good time. He's like fully tucked. I'm in his wheel. He pulls over because there's a truck up the road, and we can kind of see the truck. And it's like, it's very easy to overtake cars on this road because they're not going nearly as fast as bicycles. And I'm like, well, we could probably overtake this. We could probably keep the vibe going. And so he pulls over, and I kind of slingshot out of his draft. And the truck goes into a turn, and the truck puts his brake lights on. But it's in a turn, so I don't really think much of it. But the truck is like coming to a stop very quickly. And so I'm like, oh, this is not good. So then I get on my brakes, and I don't have disc brakes. I just have rim brakes. And so I'm slowly locking up, thinking there's no way this truck is stopping in the middle of the road on a freeway, and I'm just assuming at any point he's gonna lift off the brakes and keep going, all is gonna be good. But he's not. He is coming to a complete stop. And so then I'm fully have my brakes on. And at this point, you can't really maneuver the bike because you're fully loaded on the front wheel. Going left is an oncoming traffic, and it's like around a blind turn. So it's super sketchy. He's stopping in the sketchiest place possible. And to the right is a cliff. And now I'm just about to be a resident of Fucksville because I have nowhere to go. I can't go left, I can't go right. All I can do is go straight into this truck, and if this truck just lifted his brakes, it would be okay. But I'm about to make a decision on, what's gonna happen here. So I'm getting closer and closer and closer to the back of this truck. And then, in scenarios when shit's not going right, you always assume you're gonna do something cool. You assume you're gonna be a hero. Often you're not, you know what I mean? Your kid falls off a couch and you imagine you'll jump and catch them like a hero, but you just watch them hit their head. And in this moment, I jumped off my bike, and then right as I was about to hit the truck, and I caught onto the tailgate. So the truck he's slowed from like 65 to maybe like 10 or 15. So he's still rolling. And I find myself on his tailgate. Like, my feet are up, and my bike is just smashed. I hear my carbon cracking and crunching, and I'm like, is this reality? And so I'm yelling like, dude, stop your car. Because I'm just thinking he's gonna drive off and I'm gonna be hanging on the back. And so I'm like, stop. And so I'm kind of freaking out. And then he does finally stop. And then I just put my feet on the ground, and it's like, no scratch, no issue. I did not touch the pavement at all. There's nothing wrong with me. I just ran into the back of a truck, and no problems. Me personally. And so then I'm just had gone off an emotional roller coaster of a lifetime of like descending out of Yosemite, super vibes, to then, oh my goodness, I'm gonna crash, to, oh my goodness, I'm hanging on the back of a moving vehicle, to then, oh, I'm fine, everything's good, to then looking at my bike and it's like broken in half, you know, and I'm just like, what? And so I'm like processing. And now Lawrence, who is with us, is the most soft-spoken, quiet, very nice, and I'm still processing the information. He comes over and just starts yelling at the driver, like, what are you doing? Like, you can't do that. You can't stop in the middle of the road. Just screaming at him. And then the driver's wife gets out and they're yelling at us because I guess his kid was getting car sick. And now the truck had a bunch of stuff in the bed, bikes and camping equipment, so he didn't see us. And it's like late in the day and no driver's gonna assume bicyclists are going faster than them. So, I mean, he didn't really, I'm sure that he just looked, he said he didn't look in his mirrors, but either way, there's no reason he would think that slamming on his brakes in the middle of the freeway would be a bad idea at that time. Yes, it's a bad idea. But at that time, I can kind of understand. Like, his kid's about to get sick, so he slams on the brakes, but he didn't even pull off the side of the road. There's nowhere for him to pull off of. He just stopped in the middle of the road. So, like, his wife and him are yelling, and then Lawrence is yelling back at him, and I'm kind of just still trying to process the whole thing. Like, what just happened? And now I had a GoPro on, and so then, you know, afterwards they drive off. I don't do anything because I don't really know what my legal rights are. My bike's busted. And so when I go back on the GoPro and start replaying it, it's just like one of the most craziest things to just at the last moment leap off my bike and land onto the bed of a truck and then just hang, right? I'm just hanging. And one of the clips, like the GoPro's tumbling on the ground, you can actually see me just hanging on the bed of the truck. And so, you know, cycling is dangerous because of the interactions with cars. When you're riding bicycles on the road, having an interaction with a car is always like your worst nightmare. And just the more times you ride, the more data points that you're collecting on, you know, just it's a matter of time before it happens. And then it's just a level of like, how severe is that interaction with cars? So to have my first interaction where my body touched a car on the road while it was moving, and to just be, you know, James Bond about it and like leap into the back of the truck and have no issues whatsoever, literally just putting my feet on the ground. You couldn't ask for a better interaction. So I feel like if I'm gonna have one or two interactions with cars in my life, one is already down and I'm alive and no scratches and we're good.